the education, and the prison system. Please join me in welcoming Kelley Porter.
Was that not amazing? So, you've heard the bio, so I'm going to share with you guys how that bio came into play and how I became to be who I am today. At 8 years old, I was introduced to incest by a sister. I was forced to perform oral sex on her. I was forced to engage in sexual activities with other little boys and girls of the neighborhood. And then from there was a child molester who actually lived in my home. You see, my father knew these things because he was a child molester himself. And so he allowed this man to live in our home while he molested a sister in the next bedroom next to theirs. And so this gentleman decided, well, I'm going to get all of you. And so that's what he did. So I went from incest to sleeping with girls and boys. At 8 years old, I didn't have breasts, so I'm certainly sure I had no idea what sex was. So now my virginity is stolen at the prime age of 13 years old. So I am now blamed for being molested. I am told you're sleeping with your sister's boyfriend. Now this is the child molester who has taken on the role of my sister's boyfriend. And so I'm evicted at 14 years old. So now I'm homeless. I have nowhere to stay. And so guess where I wind up living? With the child molester. So I'm confined in this one room for 3 years. The only thing I can do is come out of the room, go to the bathroom, and go to school. That's it. I was threatened there. He shot a gun at my foot, put knives to my neck, beat me. I'm just a child. So you're probably asking, where's your mother? Right? That's probably what's going on in your head. Where's your mother? Well, my mother decided to leave at 13. She decided I can't deal with 8 children anymore, so I'm going to leave my family and I'm going to go and get a new boyfriend. And so when I tried to go to my mom, her new boyfriend decided he didn't want me to live there. So back to this child molester's house. I'm there for a total of 4 years and I'm raped over, drugged and raped over and over and over again. So here's this little girl who starts out at 8 years old, and by the time I am 17, I've probably gone through more than what a person has gone through in a lifetime. So by the time I'm 18, I reconnect with my mom. I'm angry, I'm resentful, I want to kill her, I hit her. It was a very dramatic and drastic time for me. I had no self-esteem. I do not know how I made it through high school, but I did graduate on the honor roll. You see, the strength that was in me came from me remembering my mom say I love you, and my dad say I love you. In a sick kind of way, they did show me some sense of love. But keep in mind, that love went out the door when she left. So now let's move ahead. I'm this 19-year-old girl who's very confused, no confidence. Now I become promiscuous. I've slept with over 100 men. Why? Because I thought sex was going to give me love. If I slept with you, then you were going to love me. You were going to buy me a house, and I was going to get a car, and I was going to get all these fabulous things from giving you my body. Because I'm introduced at 8 years old. What would you do if you're introduced to sex at 8 years old? That's all you know. That's all you're going to do. So by the time I'm moving up in age and I'm 20s, I'm 21, I'm 22, 23, and I start to strip. I started to dance nude. And don't get me wrong, I was a hot dancer. I was very sexy. My body was very nice. I just want to add that. But I'm literally dancing in front of these men, and I'm paid to dance. And believe it or not, I got a sick sense of love for myself. I realized at that time that at 26, I don't have to have sex. I could just show my body and get some love. So do you see how confused I was from child molestation? Do you see how confusing a female will grow up and mix up love versus sex in her body. That's where my worth was. My self-worth was in my skin, in between my legs. So let's move forward. I'm 28, first relationship, emotional abuse, control, very manipulative. I'm lost, but guess what? I still managed to somehow graduate from college. How does that happen? How does one experience incest, child molestation, being drugged and raped, and still graduate college? How does that happen? Now let's move forward. I'm going to tell you how it happened. After my second domestic violence relationship, where I was beat, disrespected, called every name you can think of, because hey, that's what I was used to, right? I was used to the dumb, the stupid, the bitch, you know, you ain't gonna ever be nothing, you're just the lowest thing on earth. This is what I'm conditioned to believe in. I am conditioned to believing I am worthless. But see, today, I am worth everything the universe has to offer. Because what I didn't do is, I did not allow what happened to me as a child to dictate who I am today. Did it really, really damage me? Oh yeah. I tried suicide twice, but you can tell I'm not good at it, right? Apparently I'm not. I'm standing here. Not gonna try again. It doesn't work for me. I'll try something else. I spent time in mental institutions. Can you tell? Can you tell? No. This is what happens when you make a conscious choice to not allow your past to determine your present or your future. I made that choice at 38 years old. So that's 8 to 38, what was done to me, what I did to myself. And so I'm 43, so I'm 5 years old today, because I have a renewed mind. So I'm 5, and today's my birthday. Right? So today, who am I? I am a servant of the universe. I dedicate my life to victims of abuse. It doesn't matter what form, sexual, emotional, physical, verbal, incest. Why? Because I've experienced all of them. And I am free, happy, and whole. You see, I took what happened to me, that pain, and I turned it into passion, and now I'm living in my purpose. I'm a life coach today because I chose to look at 30 years of experience and say, hey, I think this happened for me. This happened for me. Let me say that again. 30 years of abuse happened for me. No, I would not be interested in having written several books on abuse. No, I would not be interested in talking to abuse victims or coaching abuse victims or going on the radio shows. No. Had I not been dealt the hand that I was dealt, I would not be who I am today. So I'm grateful. Was it horrifying? Of course, absolutely. Did it make me who I am? Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, it did. And if I had to look back, I would not change anything in my life. Not nothing. Because guess what? I decided to not only become an author and speaker and life coach, but I no longer punch the clock. Can I get a hand for that?